All right. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and pin this to this live stream to the Facebook group so everybody can see it at the top. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited to be here with you all. While I am getting everything set up, making sure that everything is pinned to the top of the Womanpreneur Facebook group. Okay, it looks like we are all good. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I am super glad to be live with you once again. It's been a little while since I have done a live training, and I'm really, really excited to be able to get back into the connection and to the training and to the intimate setting and for the interactive, being able to touch and feel and, virtually, obviously, but be able to see all of you guys on a consistent or more consistent basis. And that's why I am bringing back this series, or actually we've never done this series before. So this is actually a new series. So we're bringing in this new series. It's called The Classroom. And every single week, it's going to be me and you ladies inside of the Womanpreneur Facebook group. We are going to focus on building your online business, passive income. How do you get it? What is it? What do you need to do in your own business, whether that is a business where you are a coach, whether that is a business where you are a consultant, maybe you are a blogger or a content creator or an influencer. So whatever it is that you're doing to build your business online, we're going to talk about it. We're going to, you're going to get coached up, right? You're going to get coached up. You are going to learn from me the tips and tricks and hacks and practical strategies that you need to really build your business. Building a business is hard. Building a business is not easy. Building a business takes time. It takes consistency, which we'll talk about and get into, and it takes wearing many, many different hats in order for you to be successful, right? So I wanted to create this classroom series, or the classroom series, so that you can get the practical, essential, fundamental, and very much needed tools, tips, and trainings that you are going to need to be successful in this online game. Okay, so if you are here on the live stream, just let me know where you are calling in from or watching from. Let me know what city you are representing. Let me know what area of the globe you are from. It's always interesting to see who pops up inside of the Facebook group. We have so many people from so many different places and so many different areas or regions around the world. And it's always great to see you ladies and to see where you guys are chiming in from. So while we wait just one more second, okay, for people to hop on, again, just let me know where you're from, drop your city, drop your country, drop your county if you represent a certain county that you love. Just let me know, okay? So this is our first live in a series that I am beyond excited to bring to you. Again, it's called The Classroom. And what is the classroom exactly? What is it? Why did I create it? So the classroom is a live laser training, and it is designed with the intent to create a very intimate, intentional, and implementation-centric space or event. I don't really know what else to call it, that focuses on actionable coaching, Q&A, community, and support, and having candid chats and conversation about what is working now in the world of online entrepreneurship and how we tackle that as female entrepreneurs. Because how we build a business is very, very different from the male dominant, masculine way of getting online, making sales, growing a business, okay? This is a raw, free-flowing type of training where I may go anywhere from 15, 20 minutes up to an hour based on what the topic is and the flow or the energy, what I'm feeling, what I'm getting back. But the goal is to really try to keep it around 30 minutes. I want to be very, very respectful of your time. I know that it is a Friday, it is the end of the week, and while you do want to tap into a source that's going to help you to consistently build your business, you also have other obligations and work that you need to get done as well, right? So I want to make sure that most of the times we are going to stay right around the 30-minute mark. Today is going to be a little bit longer just because I'm introducing what the classroom is and all of that good stuff. But once we start getting into the content, about 30 minutes, all right? So the plan is not to tie up your day. It's meant for me to share practical tips, strategies, and concepts that will create more passive income in your business, period, point blank. The priority is, how do we create more passive income? How do we create more time freedom? How do we create more financial freedom in your business? Okay, those are our goals. That's the mission. Now, the reason why I decided to bring something like this to the Womanpreneur community is that it gives the ladies, or you all, who are inside of this online space or online corner of the internet that I've created inside of the Womanpreneur community, it gives you an opportunity, right, to learn. It gives you an opportunity to connect with me specifically, and it also gives you an opportunity to ask questions on a more intimate level. So as we start doing more of these, I want you to participate, raise your hand, ask questions, drop or post your questions inside of the Facebook group. If I don't answer them on the call or training session, know that I will come back to each and every one of your questions and I will give you a response. Okay, so one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this live training and make it accessible, and why I wanted to do this for free, because I went back and forth on, should this be a free series? Should this be something that I pay for? Because a lot of the information and content that I'm going to be sharing with you, I have never taught before, or it is content that I exclusively reserve for my one-on-one clients and top tier VIP members inside of the Womanpreneur University Mastermind. Okay. I know that building a business, being a CEO of that business is hard. It takes you putting on many different hats. It takes knowing how to work through the failure. Hey, Lakeisha, it takes getting uncomfortable. It takes being able to lean into a community, even though you think that you can do everything yourself. Building a business, especially online, does not happen overnight. And you can't just expect to create content, post content, and then all the clients are going to fall in your lap. I wish it were that easy. It is not. Social media is more sophisticated than ever. Potential customers and clients are more savvy, and they are holding on to their dollars because they really want to be connected with a coach, a mentor, a product, a service that is really going to provide them the transformation that they need. And there is so many options, so many choices, so many people to choose from that they have now the right to sit back and say, let me figure out who it is that I want to give my money to. And the competition, regardless of what industry or niche that you are in, it is fierce. Building a wildly successful business is really about mindset. It's about servant leadership, and it's about knowing what it is that you need to do to connect personally with your ideal customer so that they get to know, like, and trust you in a way that they don't do with anybody else. So when you promote something, when you launch something, when you sell something, they don't even have to have a sales page. They don't need a description. They're like, I want it. I want in. It's about getting out of your own way while trying to transform the lives of others, right? While in all honesty, you're still trying to figure this stuff out yourself. Okay, as an entrepreneur, you're always building, you're always growing, you're always learning, you're always trying to find out, how can I get that edge? How can I make more sales? How can I tweak my conversions from 2% to 2.2%? Which in some people's cases can mean the difference between tens and thousands of dollars. That little edge. It's figuring out the tech, the tools, learning how to communicate with customers in a way that gets them to do things that, even though they're scared to do or they don't want to do it, they're going to do it because they believe in you as their coach to help guide them in the right direction, to help hold their hand and to get them through the problem or challenge that they are currently going through, right? It is building a business is about leaning into learning how to master skills that don't come naturally to you, like marketing and sales and building a brand that is authentic and transparent in a way that may be scary for most of us, because we have to be transparent, we have to be open, we have to be vulnerable, we have to let people in. And that's very difficult to do with strangers on the internet, especially nowadays where everybody has an opinion, where everybody has an assumption about you from the first time that they see you, right? It's about balance and giving yourself grace when things aren't going right, and leaning or learning how to make lots and lots of money and create financial freedom by promoting your talents and gifts with the world, but going into it or doing it in a non-deprecating or destructive way. So this is it. This is the classroom. This is what it's about. And the goal is to give you the nuance, the behind the scenes, the things that are not tangible, that you can't touch, but that make a a difference in how you build your business. Okay, it's not just about the strategy. It is the person behind the strategy. And as a female entrepreneur, this is what we are building. You're going to have to build and change yourself before you see change and growth in your business. So the goal is to do this free live event every single Friday inside of this Facebook group. That's the goal. I may open it up to Instagram as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, but right now, the only way that you can get access to this content is if you are a part of this community. Okay, so if you can do me a favor, if you know anyone who would be interested in these trainings, and let me be more specific, if you know any female entrepreneurs who want to create passive income online by sharing their unique gifts, their unique talents, their unique services, their unique products, okay, with others, invite them to this group for me. So look, there's no rules here. There's not going to be a specific format or flow or form. Okay, I'm going live and I'm going to give you what I'm called to give you, right? And it's going to be raw, it's going to be real, it's going to be unfiltered. Sometimes I'll have slides and visuals. Sometimes I'll do screen shares. Sometimes I'll take you behind the scenes. And sometimes it'll just me talking to you face to face like this. So if this is your first time hopping on a training of mine, drop a 1. I want to know how many of you, this is the first time seeing me in this light, okay? If you've been on a training, whether that's a free training or a paid training, drop a 2. Okay. Lakeisha said facts, so many frauds out here. You know that's right, girl. And Lakeisha, she is one of my VIP Womanpreneur University members out here straight killing it. I love her. I love what she's doing. And she is absolutely amazing. Okay, Nikisha, number 1, welcome, girl. Okay, or no, you've been on a training before. Luis, you've been on a training before. Lakeisha, you've been on a training before. Awesome, awesome. So even if you're catching this on a replay, let me know if this is the first time. Drop a number 1 if this is the first time. Number 2, if you have been on a training with me before. So for my first timers, if you don't know me, let me just really quick. Okay, my name is Andrea Boulder. I am a mom, a wife. I'm an Olympic gold medalist and former corporate, I was in the corporate world, sales consultant for a biotech company. And I went from corporate and I got online when I had my first son. I said, I want to be able to stay at home and build something of my own, become an entrepreneur. So what I did was I turned into this multiple 6-figure course and content creator. I wish it was that easy, right? It was a lot of years of building and trying new things and failing. Okay, we fail up around here. And I help female entrepreneurs like you, specifically female entrepreneurs. That is my jam, you know, that's my niche. Turn their passion into passive income so that you can hit consistent multiple 5+ figures a month, okay, without having a team, without having to do paid ads or living your life online or on social media. So I really prioritize passive income, content in the form of courses, digital products, and membership sites, and learning how and teaching you how to monetize the content and the information, the intellectual IP that you have in a way that's going to allow you to create both time and financial freedom. So if those are the things that you want, I'm your girl. Okay. So with that said, we are going to dive in. That was a extended introduction into the classroom, into who I am as your coach. And hopefully I won't have to do all of that. Next time, we'll be able to just jump into the content, but I did want to welcome you all with this being the first lesson in this ongoing series. All right. So the word on the street is that content is everything. Okay, do you agree? Content is everything. Let me know if you agree. Content is everything. Yes, yes. So more and more coaches, more and more influencers, more and more creators are putting a strong emphasis on creating content and monetizing that content. Okay, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Why? Because the way that we make money, online, it's changing. A online entrepreneur today, what you have to do versus an online entrepreneur even 2 years ago, 6 months ago, is changing. Social media is always changing. The algorithms are always changing. The techniques and strategies are always changing. The platforms and the features that you have to know and learn in order to maximize and operate within these online spaces, it's all changing so fast. And it's very, very difficult to keep up. But the one thing that is constant in all of this change is content is king or queen, however you want to say it. And I saw a post the other day on Instagram, and it said, a hard job that people think is easy, ... content creation. And I could not agree more. One of the biggest obstacles that I see for online entrepreneurs is that everybody wants to create content until it's actually time to create the content. I'm going to create a blog post. I'm going to, post every day on Instagram. I'm going to shoot videos. But when you really get into doing those things consistently, it's always, oh, I'll get to that tomorrow. I didn't post today. I'll make sure I post tomorrow. And then a week goes by and you haven't posted anything. So if this resonates with you, drop a yes in the chat. Let me know if you've been there. I've been there many, many times. But content creation is on a whole nother level. And one of the biggest myths, or should I say misconceptions, about creating content online is that you have to, some people think that you have to be an actor or a dancer or a comedian or an entertainer just to get people's attention nowadays. And this misconception is really causing a lot of confusion, and it's causing a lot of anxiety in people, especially business owners. They're like, I'm not coming on Instagram to twerk for followers just so I can build my business, right? And this misconception of feeling like you have to do those things in order to grow a business is absolutely wrong. Okay? You want to be able to build a business that no matter what the trends are, you can stay in character and still be able to build your business, a sustainable business on social media, and if you leverage it the right way. And today is going to be really, really good because I want to talk about 3 simple strategies, 3 simple tips, okay, to creating content that is not based on how well you dance or twerk or do a voiceover on Instagram or in a reel, okay, but in your willingness to simply show up and create quality content. So the 3 tips that I'm going to be sharing with you in just a few minutes, these are going to be built off of the framework that I teach inside of Womanpreneur University, and more specifically inside the Viral Content Startup Kit. So I want to give you these 3 different strategies for creating effective content online, because when it comes to creating passive income, content is key. Like I said, content is everything. You can't ignore it. You can't escape it. You have to do it, and you have to get good at it. And in order for you to really amplify your gifts and build awareness around what it is that you do and how you serve others, it really starts with quality content the quality of your content. So if you're someone who wants to be able to show up on social media so that you can get in front of a lot of people who are actively seeking the transformation that you know that you can provide, you're like, hey, I provide this. I know that I can help you with this. The only way to do it is to do it through content. So for those of you who are new to the Womanpreneur community, okay, I am really, 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 really big on serving female entrepreneurs, coaches, content creators, course creators, consultants, speakers, authors, okay, anybody who's using their intellect, using the information that they know, using their gifts to teach someone else how to do something. So today I'm going to give you those 3 steps. They're going to be actionable. There's going to be easy to execute strategies, because you know that's what I'm all about, that are going to really help you to create high converting content. So before I put out anything myself, before I post anything to Facebook, YouTube, to my email list, I always ask myself, can whoever is reading, watching, or hearing this take what I'm teaching them or take what I'm sharing with them and implement it in a way that drives positive results? And positive results are also known as the results that your ideal customer or audience wants. What is the problem that they want solved? What is the solution that they are seeking for? So I'm all about, you know, step-by-step strategies. I don't like complex systems or frameworks that take an army of people behind the scenes to pull together. I don't do fad or quick fix type strategies that focus on short-lived growth. Okay, I'm all about sustainable growth and sharing strategies that you can use long-term, so that if your business, if your brand, if something happened and it went away, if you pivot into a new niche or a new industry, whatever the case is, you can start again from scratch and you can be wildly successful, because you have the foundational tools and framework that you need to grow. So inside of the 5C viral content formula or framework, I teach you about 5 different types of content that you need to be creating in your business. And for those of you who have the viral content startup kit or are inside of Womanpreneur University, you probably already know this, or you should. Okay. Now, when I started my business, my mentors and my coaches, they told me, just create content, and the people are going to come. Be consistent, show up everywhere online, and you'll build an audience and make tons of sales. I wish it happened that way. It did not. So I would create a blog post every single day. I would post to Facebook and Instagram and pin to Pinterest and try to shoot videos every single day. I was creating content. Content was consuming my life. But I quickly realized that this was not working. I was creating content, but I was not getting the level of engagement that I should, or thought that I should, based on the quality of the content, based on how often I was posting content. Okay, I was creating content. I wasn't getting comments, followers. The customers were here and there sporadic. The sales were here and there sporadic. And I was like, what the freak is going on? Okay, I was doing all of this work and I had little to show for it. So what I did is I set out to figure out why. I was like, I got to figure this out, or this business of mine is really going to kill me, right? So I had to figure this out. And after researching and following some of the top content creators and coaches in my niche, I knew the way that I was creating content was never going to grow my business. I didn't have a strong content strategy or plan that helped me to attract the right people to my business. Okay. I didn't have a personal story, or I wasn't sharing that personal story that made people want to connect with me and my content. I didn't have a clear or distinct communication style. I was kind of like borrowing the voice of, you know, my coaches. If they talked a certain way, I would try to craft my message around how they taught me to say something, which is the worst thing to do, because it's just inauthentic as all get out, and it's hard to sustain because that's not really you. You're literally showing up as a poser. like Lakeisha said, as a fraud. Okay, I didn't have a content creation system that allowed me to create meaningful content on a consistent basis. I was simply throwing stuff on the wall. I'm like, let's try this. Okay, this week we're going to do it this way. This week we're going to, you know, flip it and try this. It was just so random and inconsistent in terms of what I was putting out. No wonder I wasn't getting any consistent sales. So here's what I did, because I was like, we're going to figure this out and we're going to fix it. I am a fixer. And what I did is I said, I'm going to figure out what I need to do to, number one, stay consistent, to create quality content that connects with my ideal customer. And I'm going to create a system that's going to allow me to do that again and again and again and again and again. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you kind of like an overview of my framework. We don't have time to go into details, but the framework that I have, which is designed to make promoting and selling your products and services is easy. Because look, you guys, 95% of the selling, 95% of your sales, people are figuring out if they want to work with you before they even hit your sales page, before they even click a link to a product page. And that selling is done with the content that you're creating on a daily basis. It's leading up to the sale. So whether you are selling one-on-one coaching, whether you are selling courses or digital products, group programs, high ticket masterminds, whether you're doing VIP days, whatever it is, if your goal is to monetize Instagram and YouTube and Pinterest and your email list, then you have to have a strong content strategy. There's no way around that. So there are going to be layers to this content strategy, right? And everybody's content strategy can be a little bit different based on their goals and what they're trying to achieve and who they serve, which we'll talk about in just a bit. But let me share my content strategy framework with you. Okay, so like I said, it's the 5C viral content formula, because there are 5 core types or categories of content that you should be creating on a consistent basis. Okay. Number one, you have to create content that captures. This type of content is what I like to call your engagement starters. And this is the content that is instantly consumable, it's easily shareable, and it has the potential for going viral. Okay. The second type of content is going to be content that connects. So I told you before, one of the reasons why my content wasn't hitting was because I was not sharing the personal side, the person behind the brand. You want to make sure that you are sharing stories and experiences that inspire your audience or your potential clients. And these pieces of content, these are the pieces of content that are going to allow you to share the mission, the why behind your brand. Is going to allow you to share the story behind the products that you create. It's going to allow you to share the motivation behind your brand messages, including your philosophy, your brand values, your morals, okay, the causes that you support, the principles that you stand by. Okay, this is the content that makes someone say, oh, she gets me, that's my girl, we like this. Okay, but it starts with you being open enough to reveal who it is that you are, who is the person behind these services and products and courses and masterminds. Those are the people, or these are the things that people want to know about you. Number 3, content that coaches. This is the third type of content that you should be creating. And this is going to be the authority builders, letting people know you know your stuff, you know what you're talking about, you know that the system and framework or ideals or style or whatever it is that you sell or how you serve, that it's going to help people get the transformation that they want. Okay, you are the authority. You are the resource. You are that girl. Okay, this type of content positions you as the expert, as the specialist in your niche. And it shows people that you are capable of helping them, that you are up to the task when it comes to solving a problem that they are struggling with. Okay, the fourth type of content that you are going to want to focus on is content that corroborates, okay, AKA social proof and testimonials. Okay, one of the biggest mistakes online coaches make is not leveraging the testimonials, the love notes, the praise that they receive from their community and from their customers. And if you are shy or you feel some type of way about bragging on yourself and what you've done, or uplifting your customers and their wins, this is something that you're going to have to work on. And I know that this can be one of the harder types of content to push out, but receipts at the end of the day are going to boost your revenue. That's why you hear people on Instagram all the time posting screenshots of their income reports, posting screenshots of their back office or their checks or how much money they made, or talking about, you know, how I hit 6 figures in 5 days. Okay, some of it is cap, some of it is exaggeration. You don't want to get out there and put anything out there that you have not personally done just to seem credible, because I guarantee you, if you try to do that, it will backfire. I've seen it happen a lot of times. When it's time for you to deliver, you can't. Okay, so you always want to operate in a space of integrity. You always want to operate in a space of truthfulness. And I don't know why I did that in quotes. Truthfulness, facts. Okay, but when you are sharing testimonies or testimonials in your stories on Instagram, in your email marketing, on your sales pages, all this can do is help you to elevate your credibility, your magic. All right. So the last content piece that you're going to need to make sure that you are implementing and integrating into your content strategy is your cash creators, your content cash creators. So this is content where you are explicitly, boldly, courageously asking for the sale. It makes people aware of your offers, your services, your products. And this is content that uses promotion to drive traffic, leads, and sales directly into your business. Okay, through a call to action. So those are the 5. So most online coaches and course creators, they only focus, or they're only really good at 1 or 2 types of these pieces of content. So they end up either attracting the wrong people, they're not attracting enough people, or they're attracting people that want to be entertained or want to be engaged, but they are not buying, because they're either always, you know, they're either asking them to buy. Like a lot of times you'll see, or you'll get on line and all people do is buy this, buy this, buy this aggressively, right? Or they're not asking enough. And when you don't ask enough, that's even worse than being a overly aggressive seller. Because if people don't know that you have something to sell, you will never make a sale. If people don't know that you have a product or a program or a service or a mastermind or a high ticket program, because you never promote it or say anything about it, you're not going to get any sales. Okay. So when it comes to the content that you create, It is really important to have a balance of all 5 of these content types, which means that you have to be very, very intentional and aware about the content that you create. Now, I go into this in more detail, each one of these content types, how to create the content type. I give you scripts and examples and templates and all these other things inside of the Viral Content Startup Kit. So if you don't have that, and this is something that you're struggling with, you need to get it. It's a game changer. Okay, but we went over the 5 content types, but there is another reason, and I see this a lot, that you can implement, say, my framework or somebody else's framework or content strategy or how they promote or schedule or build their content strategy, right? You have the blueprint, you have the framework, but then when you go to implement it, it's like, WTF, why is this not working for me? What am I doing wrong? Why did I just learn all of this, try to implement it, and then it's not working the same way that it was working for my coach or my mentor or for other people in the class? Okay, here's why. And these are the things that people are not going to tell you, okay? There are some nuances to why some people's content takes off and why other people's does not, even though they can be creating and sharing and posting the same content on the same platforms at the same times. Content needs 3 things to work, to kind of take off. Number 1, it needs clarity. Number 2, it needs connection. Okay, more specifically, personal connection, which I've touched on. And number 3, it needs consistency. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's dig a little bit deeper and let me know in the chat if this is helping, because I want to make sure that I'm giving you the gems and the nuggets that you need that are going to really help your business take off. Okay, so let's talk about this, and I hope you're taking notes, because what I'm giving you is magic. This is the sauce. Okay, Lakeisha said, yes, very important, very helpful. So number 1 is clarity. If you are unclear about the content that you are creating, or who you are creating your content for, and why they would even want that type of content, you're just posting and hoping that, okay, I hope this post does well. I hope this post brings in a bunch of new customers and clients. I hope this reel or this YouTube video goes viral. Okay, if you're creating content, you don't have clarity, and you're wishing and hoping for your content to go viral, you're wasting your damn time. Posting just to post is not how you make money online. It is a way, though, to end up burned out. It is a way to end up frustrated. It is a way to have you cursing out the algorithm and thinking that they out to get you, that Instagram just don't want me to succeed. And ultimately, you are going to end up hating everything about having to create content. Because who wants to create content that's not working? That's not giving them a return on their investment. That's not, you're putting all of this energy into something and you're getting, peanuts and pennies back. So you can't post something just because your coach says post this or post that, or because you hop on Instagram and you see some cute chick over here who posted this reel with this trending audio and it went viral, and now you think, oh, I'll just do the same thing and get 1 million views like she did, and then I'll have a ton of customers. That's not a clear content strategy. This is the type of stuff that keeps you chasing the algorithm, crying over content that doesn't get engagement or followers or customers. So I'd love to know in the chat, let me know in the chat why you're creating content on social media. If you're catching this on the replay, type in the chat why you are creating content. What's the intent? What is the purpose? What is the point? behind the blog posts, the reels, the tweets, the videos that you shoot. For me, I run a business, an online business. So the purpose of my content is to create brand awareness, to build a community that calls in the people that I want to help. My content helps me to speak directly to my ideal customers and clients or potential students so that I can lead them toward the breakthroughs and the transformations and the changes and the solutions that they desire. It gives me the opportunity to invite the audience that I am attracting to my email list or my Facebook community, where I can help them on a more intimate level and help them take actionable steps toward turning their passion into consistent 5-figure plus passive income months with online courses, digital products, membership sites. Okay, so like I told you before I post any piece of content, I'm asking myself, does this serve my client in these ways? And I just gave you all the reasons why. Okay, there should never be a time in your business when you don't know what to post, or you don't know why you are posting or who you are posting for. Lakeisha said, to bring awareness to my brand, community building, and monetizing my genius. And I would challenge you as well to put in a sentence on how it is going to help or serve the people that you want to help as well, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not just about you, it's about them as well, right? So you have to also know why you're creating content for them. Okay, so there should never be a time, like I said, where you don't know what to post. When you have clarity, when you are clear, even if you have the urge to want to post something out of pocket or out of character for your brand, you see something that went viral and you're like, that's not really in my wheelhouse, but let me try it because, you know, I'm desperate to get followers or engagement or to go viral, because you like that feeling of getting attention and getting seen. And let me tell you something, some of the highest converting content is not content that is going to get you the most followers or the most likes or the most comments. Okay, we'll come back to that in just a second. But you always want to know why, because this is going to allow you to get your content back on track in case you start to stray. So once you know why you're showing up to create content, everything else is going to fall in line. But at the end of the day, there should be no doubt that I am here to post this. I am here to post X, Y, and Z. I am here to post this content because it is going to help the audience that I serve achieve X, Y, and Z. And when I do one-on-ones, coaching sessions with my students, the first thing I ask them is why. Why do you do what you do? Why do you want to do what it is that you say that you want to do? Why do you want to build this business? Is it to make money? Okay, Lakeisha said, monetizing my genius. Is it to create influence? Is it to retire in your 30s? Is it because you feel the need to serve a certain group of people? Is it to provide for your kids? Is it to share your gifts with others? Is it to create a community of like-minded women or men or whoever your target audience is, into a space that is safe? What is it? Okay, there's no right or wrong answer, because that why is going to be unique for you, okay, for each individual, but there needs to be an answer to that question, because this is what is going to guide your content. So once you get clear on your why you're showing up, why you're here to make an impact, what that impact will be, not only are you able to create content that is aligned with your purpose and your calling, and that feels good to you, while allowing you to connect with your audience, you are also able to launch programs and products and services and not have to worry about whether or not you are going to get clients or not. Okay, that worry is going to go away, because you know that every time I create content. This content is going to show the authority that I have, show that I'm a valuable resource, is going to show my ideal customers and clients exactly how I can help them and be of value. The right content catches the right clients every single time. So if you're not catching the right clients, it's probably because your content sucks. And I'm not trying to be funny or harsh or critical, but I really want you to know and understand, and I'm giving you a little bit of tough love, because you may be quick to blame everything else, but the content that you're putting out. So we got to start looking at what we are actually producing. It's not the people, it's the product. Okay. So number 2, content doesn't mean anything without personal connection. So here's real talk. People crave the connection as much as they crave the content. So since we are getting personal, since I'm giving you a little bit of, this is intimate insight. Okay, let me share a little personal story with you. My content is bomb. I know that my content is A+, like bomb. If you go to anybody else's blog, I can stand up to the best of them in terms of the content and the value that I give. But there was a time when I would create content and I couldn't understand why my content was not converting into clients or students. And it was because, and I mentioned this before, it was because the personal connection was not there. I'm a type A. I'm aggressive. I see what I want. I go after what I want, but I'm very introverted as well, if you couldn't tell. Okay. And here is the danger of blindly following, these 30-day challenges or these frameworks or these systems. And it's because that system does not belong to you, because it was built on somebody else's experience or from another coach's perspective. It was built out based on the personality type that they are, their voice, their results. A lot of times it makes it harder to duplicate. Okay, unless you are the same type of person that your coach or mentor is. But we all know it doesn't work like that. We come in all different shapes and sizes and experience and backgrounds and statuses, and we're all very unique and different. So trying to take somebody, and I had to learn this, trying to take someone else's blueprint and implement that, thinking you're going to get the exact same results as they are, is fool's gold. And this is why inside of the Womanpreneur University, I give my students these different pathways that they can follow, that they can build out their business based on their personal desires and their goals, or their personal profit goals or prosperity goals. And this is something that I had to learn. My audience is not your audience. Your audience is not my audience. My business is not your business. The people that I serve are not the same people that you serve. The gifts that I have are not the same gifts that you have. The weaknesses I have are not the same weaknesses that you have. The delivery or the way I deliver a message or a training or the style in which I talk or teach is not the same that you would deliver it. So when it comes to content, it is very important to own your own voice, to own your own personal stories, to understand that this is yours and that it is being delivered in your own voice, in your own way, through the lens of your own experiences, with the energy and the passion and the essence and the aura of your own personality fueling that content. Okay. And let me know if this is true for you, because this is something I have personally had to kind of keep in check, because sometimes we get caught up in what everyone else is doing online, and we have this urge to want to abandon what we are doing, and we are quick to go copy someone else, or this didn't work for me. let me go try something else. And we're continuously in this rat race or this hamster wheel of always trying to do something else. And I'm not saying don't use others as inspiration or don't experiment with new strategies or ways of doing things. That's not what I'm saying at all. But also don't be so quick to sell yourself short. Don't be so quick to say, oh, I tried it for a week, or I tried it for a month, or I tried it for 90 days. It didn't work. Let me just abandon it. Let me go do something else. Okay. You have to be able to know how to honor yourself in a way where if you know without a shadow of a doubt that what you have to give others, whether that's through your content, your products, your services, the systems that you create, the transformations that you are able to deliver, if you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are it, that you are that girl, don't be so quick to tell yourself that you're not, when you know that you are. Just because you see someone else getting results faster than you or quicker than you, or they're growing larger than you, you will get there if you stay the course. So it's about being you, being authentic, being organic, being true, honoring yourself, embracing what makes you different, and using it as your secret weapon to stand out in a sea of samesies. When everybody is also trying to be like everybody else, what is going to allow you to stand out? What is going to allow you to catch people's eye? Because what happens when you start creating content that mimics someone else's voice or personality? What happens when you start doing that? You start to attract the wrong people, people who are out of alignment with you, people who are not meant for you, people who are not a good fit for you. And if you've ever had clients that you've had to work with that you absolutely did not like, a lot of that comes from being unaligned and attracting the wrong type of person to your business. When you see sales falling off, or your signups are slowing up, or even if you are getting subscribers on your email list, but you see a lot of people unsubscribing, not staying on your list, if you're getting DMs and inquiries from all the wrong people, you're like, why are you in my inbox? Okay, take a look at how you are showing up. You attract who you are, or in this case, who you are not, because you are not showing up from a place of authenticity. Lakeisha said, that is me, sis. I literally couldn't stand them anymore. Yes. And when you don't work with the right people, when you're not attracting your dream client, it makes you start to resent your business. And you're doing something that you love. You should never be in a place where you hate doing what you're doing. So when you want to call in your community, when you want to call in your tribe, your ride or dies, the people that you want to work with, that want to work with you, that content that you create, it needs to be aligned with your essence and energy and who you are at your core. Okay, it's spirit content. So here's the deal. I told you before, I'm an introvert. If selling on social media wasn't a thing, I actually wouldn't be on social media because I don't like being social. Okay. But because it is a thing, I have had to condition and learn and train and grow and do a lot of hard inside work to allow myself to be able to show up as a new and better version of myself, so that I am able to create the content, the compelling content that really aligns with my personality, but is also going to honor the fact that I am a business owner and I need to do business things and be responsible as a business owner. And I'm not saying that means you have to compromise or shift or bend, but you have to also be willing to grow and figure out, how can I build this business, even if I am an introvert, or even if I don't like selling, or even if I don't like showing up on video. or even if I don't like working, one-on-one. Okay, even if I don't like dancing and twerking, you're not going to see me dancing and twerking for follows. You're not going to see me acting out scenes and doing voiceovers like I'm, Viola Davis or Kerry Washington. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because for a lot of people that works and it works well for them. That's just not my personality. So what I'm saying is, it is okay, no matter what personality type that you are, to be who you are. There's still enough clients, there's still enough customers, there's still enough space for you at the top. There's still enough money, but you want to make sure that you're doing it in an authentic way, because that is the only sustainable way to show up on social media and to create content that speaks to your tribe. And you have to do it by simply being you. Okay, everyone has their own lane. So even as I teach my students my framework, I also encourage them to do it in their own voice, to put their own tweaks on it, to, if something works for them, don't abandon that. Learn how to integrate that. So when you think about your content and the content that works for you and what type of content feels good to you, I want you to take some time and write that down. If you want to drop it in the chat, you can drop it in the chat. And it can be a specific style of content, like a reel. You love reels, or you love writing, you love blog posts. It can be, doing pre-recorded videos and posting them on YouTube. Or you may like to go live. Okay, but whatever content that it is that makes you feel alive, that allows you to more easily connect and serve your audience, do more of that. Lean into the things that feel good, because when you feel good, you show up good. When you show up good, the customers come and the money is good. Because when we do things that we love, what happens? It becomes second nature. And we are able to sustain that, which means we're able to be consistent at it. And building a business takes a lot of repetitive consistency, day in and day out, doing the same things over and over and over and over again. Okay, which brings me to my third and final point. So before we get into the last point, just a second, let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if you're grabbing some things that are helping you. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Does it make sense? Do you get it? Okay. So when you are creating content from your zone of genius, from your strength, it is that much easier to be consistent, because you don't feel that resistance that comes with doing something that you really, in your heart of hearts, do not want to do. When you feel like your content is forced or fake or phony, guess what? Your audience feels that energy too. When you lean into content that feels good to you, guess what? Your audience feels good too. And when you're in flow, when your energy is right, when you're showing up and you have a smile on your face and there's not a funk over you, your audience is going to feel good too. They're going to feel that energy. And it's going to make everything better, I promise. The content ideas come easier. The production of the content becomes easier. The delivery of the content becomes easier. How you teach it becomes easier. The creativity is on 10. And you feel good about what you are sharing with the world, because it is aligned with who you are. And it's that type of energy that's going to carry you, even through the rough patches, even when things are not going right, even when you feel like you should be getting more engagement than you are. It's going to carry you and keep you motivated. And it's going to keep you on your toes, and it's going to keep you in the game. And eventually it's going to create this snowball effect, and you're going to look up and it's just going to, everything's going to be, aligned, and the stars and the moon and the sun and everything in between are in the perfect place and the sales are flowing in, and everything is going to be done with the energy of ease. Okay, so it's this type of energy that's going to keep you productive, and it's also the same energy that's going to keep you performing at a high level, allowing you to do what? It's going to allow you to free up more time so you can do other things, because you have passive income and money and sales that are coming in with ease. Okay, time is money. Money gets you more time. And we all know that content is time consuming. And when we are not in flow, it can really be torture trying to create content. Have you ever sat down at your desk and you're literally looking at the computer for 30 minutes and you haven't typed anything or written anything down because it's just not coming to you, because it feels forced? Okay, a reel that should take 5 minutes ends up taking 5 hours because it feels forced. You should not be sitting at your desk all day creating content, ladies. You should be at the beach. Okay, I'm in LA. I love to go to the beach. You guys know I love my green tea lattes and I love my ocean and sand. Okay, we should be enjoying our families. We should be focusing on having fun, really enjoying and creating that time freedom, that financial freedom that we are teaching. And you may not be teaching what I'm teaching, but that's what I teach: time freedom, financial freedom. What does it look like me sitting down creating content all day long and not living what I'm teaching? Okay, so the same is true for you. Live what you teach what you live. So I want you to get so good at creating content that the stuff you posted a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago is bringing in subscribers and sales on autopilot, because it's that good, because you gave that much value, because people can connect with your story, whether you're telling your story today or 5 years from now. They can resonate with you. Okay, I want you to have a strong content creation strategy that allows you to call in clients on autopilot, because you are consistently putting out content that is attracting and speaking to your type of people. I want all of the amazing content that you're putting out to be constantly working on your behalf and bringing in clients while you sleep. That is my goal. That is my dream for you, my wish for you. Because you learned how to create content, or when you learn how to create content, if you're still struggling to create content, I want you to know that if you create content that has clarity and a clear purpose and intent behind it, I want you to create content that, because you understand that being you is the only way to create these personal connections that you are going to need to build a loyal community that follows you, buys from you, raves about you to their family and friends. Consistency is the name of the game. Consistency is the name of the game. You could create amazing content. You can give the most value. You can have the best offer. But if you lack consistency, it's going to cost you conversions every single time. The conversions in your business are a direct reflection of your consistency. The conversions in your business are going to show up in your paycheck, in your PayPal account, in your Teachable payouts, in your Stripe payouts. And it's going to be a reflection of how consistent you are. So what did we learn today? Because I know I dropped a lot. What did we learn in the classroom today? The goal when it comes to effectively creating content that consistently gets you paid is learning how to create content with clarity, learning how to create content that builds personal connections, that builds trust, that builds relationships, and learning how to create content that honors your personality and your personal style and allows you to be consistent. Okay, setting up a simple system, okay, on that front end so that you can call in all those dream clients on the back end. If you do the work up front, the results come easy. Okay, So I'm gonna take up 5 more minutes of your time, but if you're still here, drop a yes in the classroom if this classroom session was helpful. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna be catching this on the replay. Drop a yes if this was helpful for you, okay? So if you want a content strategy, Lakeisha said, content that resonates with people you serve, absolutely. And she said, yes, this was helpful, absolutely. Importance of creating great content, yes, so true, absolutely. Okay, so if you want a content strategy that keeps you consistent, make sure you grab the Viral Content Startup Kit. The kit is going to be evolving into a membership site soon called the Viral Content Monthly, where each month you're going to get 30 days of content ideas, scripts, templates, real life examples, so that you can become a content queen. So I'm really excited about that. Lakeisha said, yes, that kit is fire. It is fire. And it's only $27, which is crazy. It is a steal. You can get it for nothing, okay? So I'll drop the link in the comments, or if somebody who has the kit, you can drop the link in the comments for me, that would be amazing. Or you can go to viralcontentstartupkit.com. So this kit is going to be for you just if you want to create better content. If you want to start really creating effective content, and you want to implement the things that I'm teaching you on today, then this is going to be a blueprint or a framework that you can use to start creating content with ease, more engaging content using the 5C viral content formula that I mentioned earlier on in the training session. If you want to learn how to create and craft content that sells without you having to feel like, this is sleazy, or, you don't want to be aggressive or gross. Hey, if you want to create courageous content that really grows your brand, that allows you to show up and create influence and impact online. If you want to learn how to take one piece of long form content, like a blog post or a YouTube video, or even a training class such as this. I just gave you over an hour of content. And you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to take everything that I have in my masterclass or this training that I just taught you, and you will see it show up in like 50 to 75 different pieces of content. Okay, I'll show you how to do that inside of the Viral Content Startup Kit. I teach you how to take one long form piece of content, and I show you how to repurpose it into many, many, many different types of content. So you don't feel burnt out when it comes to creating content, okay? So that you can create evergreen content that continues to work for you and sell for you and build your brand and build your authority and build your influence without you always having to feel like you have to create something new. Okay, I'm trying to free up your time. Okay, so this is for you. If you want that, you can go to you can go to www.viralcontentstartupkit.com. Okay, so before we go, I want to do a quick goal call, and I'm going to do this after every single training, after every lesson. I want you to drop one thing in the chat that you want to call into your business or into your life. I want you to call in the thing, whether it's big or small, whether it's something that you just want for the week or you want something long-term. It doesn't matter what it is. In this moment, you feel as if this is what I need in my life. This is the goal that I'm trying to get to. What is that thing? What am I trying to call in? Because I want you to have the energy and the support of the Womanpreneur community. Okay. So for me this week or going into next week, I want to call in clarity in regards to my product platforms. I've been thinking about moving Womanpreneur University and my entire product suite. It's on Teachable and MemberPress right now. I'm thinking about putting it on Kajabi, and I've been going back and forth literally the whole year about it. I still don't have clarity on it. So that's what I'm calling in. So it can be anything, okay? It can be a big decision. It can be, I'm calling in more clients. It can be whatever it is. So put in the chat, Lakeisha said, I want to call in clarity into a pivot that I'm thinking about. Absolutely. Okay. So we are hoping for, praying for, wishing for, taking action on, researching for, whatever we need to do in order to get clarity on those things that we want. Okay. So I am wanting clarity in those things, whatever you want clarity on in your business, in your life. You can drop that in the chat if you want to share, and we are going to send you good vibes so that you can get resolution in that area. Okay. So look, if you're calling in change in your business or in how you're showing up online, if you're calling in better results, if you're calling in a bigger paycheck, if you're calling in greater impact, the only option is to make the investment in yourself so that you can end up making the right decision that's going to lead you down the path that's going to get you the results that you want. You know what you need. You know what your heart desires. Now it's just a matter of believing that you are worthy enough, that you're deserving enough to have and hold and receive and maintain and grow what it is that you desire. Okay, so go out there, make it happen. Here's to your six-figure success. Thanks for rocking with me on this first of many classroom lessons. I had so much fun bringing this to the community. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. If you enjoyed the classroom, we'll be back same time, same place next week. Invite someone, or invite 2 people or 3 or 5, anyone that you know who could get value out of these free, and I'm going to say it again, these are free, that should be paid, but are free trainings and chats that we're having. You can post your questions. If you have questions in regards to content, if there's a piece of content that you want me to look at, or that you posted on Instagram and you're like, how can I make this better? Or whatever it is, this is a community for us to uplift each other, to really support each other, to give you the space and the clarity and the support and the love and the energy and the vibe that you need to be successful. And it doesn't happen alone. You can't do it by yourself. So that's why the Womanpreneur community is here, to help you become the woman that you need to be, the fierce female, money-making, productive, performing, high-performing, high money-making, high bank account building female entrepreneur that you know that you are. Okay, so same time, same place next week. I hope you loved it, and I'll see you very soon. Enjoy your weekend. Okay.